Hello, welcome to this week's edition of It's Your Call. The finals are upon us, the home and away is behind us, and we have so much to look forward to over the next 4 weeks. We'll have a look at some of the decisions from the final round of football, as he does every Tuesday afternoon. The Umpire's manager joins me, Jeff Geesham. Welcome, Geesh.
G'day, Wayne.
A nervous time, an exciting time for players, clubs, coaches and supporters. What about the umpires?
Yes, it's a little bit same for them. They work hard all year to get to this point, and like the clubs, like the players, they want to participate in finals as well. So a lot of excitement around training last night when we announced these panels.
Just on that, we'll have a look at the umpires that have been given the opportunity to umpire in this year's final series, but there are those that have missed out. There'll be some disappointing people today.
Yeah, clearly, you could see in the room last night that there were some that were a little bit disappointed. But we've got a terrific culture down there, and the ones that are disappointed, their job now is to get over that really quickly, support their fellow umpires and get back on the horse and get in there and support their mates. And we saw that last night.
All right, let's jump straight into it. The first decision we have a look at, it was Hawthorn on Friday night, and an umpire consultation. We'll have a listen to the audio and then I'll get your thoughts on this, Geesh, how it played out.
Yeah, free kick to West Coast. Pardon?
No, it's a free kick against Waters. You played that, didn't you?
I played it against Sam Mitchell for a push under the football. So it's going to West Coast, going to Shannon.
Well, I've played it for the push with the foot at the same time against Waters.
Against Waters?
Yeah, I've played it against him.
Two decisions made, very close together.
Yeah. What we saw, Wayne, was an umpire pay a free kick for that. Sam Mitchell believed to be a little push in the side, the back. So Shane McInerney, the controlling umpire, paid that. Matt Stevic in the end zone saw Waters fly through the air and make contact with his opponent's back and not touch the ball. So he's paid the free kick for an unrealistic attempt. But the highlighted umpire McInerney was the one that blew his whistle first for the free kick against Sam Mitchell. So I was really pleased that they had the composure to come together, actually talk about it and consult. It was an awkward situation. Crowd got a little bit restless. Bottom line is they needed to go through the whole process, work out which was the first free kick, which was the one that was played against Sam Mitchell for that little push. Now, as it turned out, that was unwarranted. So it was a wrong free kick, but they went through the process to get to where they want. And disappointing it was an unwarranted free kick, but pleased they were composed, went through that process to work out which free kick stood first, which was the push out to Mitchell.
OK, I hope that clears it up from Friday night. Let's have a look at the Magpies v Bombers game, and this is prior opportunity.
Yes, this is a classic, Wayne. We've talked about prior opportunity a lot on this program throughout the year, and we can see Stanton grab the ball, he takes off, he clearly takes his 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Swan chases hard, doesn't get in his back, brings him down, and it's your classical prior opportunity, no correct disposal of the football.
Yeah, well done. Great chase by Dane Swan. We don't see too many trips, and when we do, they're normally picked up quickly, but this one on the weekend wasn't.
No, this one wasn't. When you see it, you go, why? And we can see it happen there, and it was quite clear and quite obvious. And I guess this highlights the need for the umpire to stay involved, watch closely. It's very rarely that you see a player fall to the ground in that fashion. Something must have happened. Unfortunately, we missed a pretty obvious trip there, so that's disappointing.
Yeah, it's also quite dangerous too for the players involved, because heaven help that we see broken legs in the game of AFL. Brad Ebert, Richmond and Port Adelaide finally played out our first draw, very close to the end of the home and away season. You're a brave man though, Geesh, with about 20,000 people to say that as an umpire, I heard it was touched.
Yeah, look, I think this is one. Look, people often accuse us of not admitting errors and things like this. This was a very close game. We can see Ebert have a shot for goal there. We can see Ellis clearly not touch the football, missed the football by some distance. Our umpire thought he heard and thought he saw it. This is the umpire in the end zone who picked up the call from our mid-zone umpire. You can see him calling play on. It wasn't his call, it was a player back in the mid-zone. So, unfortunately, an error around a touched situation that should have been awarded a goal to Port.
Great nomination to Hannah. At AFL, #YourCall. That's how you get involved. Pick out your decisions, send them through, and we pick out 2 every weekend, right up until the AFL Grand Final in 4 weeks' time. The next one is from Jared, and this is interesting. Tommy Hawkins. I want you to have a look at this, listen to the order, and then I'll come back and get your explanation.
He's okay. I go back and I'm waiting there to start. I was asking and then you take a step. You take a step, it's play on straight away. You take a step. Tom, don't try and be cute or anything about it, okay? Because I'm just going to sit and
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw a few weeks ago. We've got the player lining up, not moving directly towards his mark. He's actually moving into the field of play to open up. We've got the Buddy Franklin situation here as well, which is a natural arc, whereas Tom Hawkins was actually facing in towards the centre of the ground. Buddy's running in his natural arc. The thing I want to point about this is I've heard people say, oh, we're overreacting. We want to point out where the umpires are. This is after a siren. At the end of the siren, we use all our resources. We bring all our umpires down. We've been doing this for about 8 years. It's an opportunity to use all the resources. We get one standing behind the kicker. We get one standing the mark, one down watching for infringements in the goal square, 2 boundary umpires on each post, goal umpire there, and another field umpire watching to help out whether the ball's been touched or whatever. So it's just the use of all our resources, and we just wanted to highlight that there because some people didn't know that that situation existed.
I think the important thing with the Franklin decision there is that was after the siren, hence
Correct.
the reason for the umpire to be there. If that was in game, there was no way known that he'd be there because he'd be horribly out of position. In regards to the Tommy Hawkins vision that we've just seen, just for the benefit of those people who may be getting confused, can you differentiate if he's running from his mark in towards goal directly and what we saw just a moment ago where he took a half a step up, almost a hesitation, but that's off your line?
Yeah. Really good question, and I guess that gives us a chance to clear this up. We saw Franklin moving towards his mark, whereas Tom was moving to the centre of the field. So as soon as he moved forward, he's actually not moving in a direction towards his mark. The umpire is obliged to call play on. We instruct the umpires to call play on very quickly so that gives the player a chance to play on, but it also gives the defender a chance to come and defend that kick. So players, when they're facing inboard, need to know as soon as they step off that line, they're going to be called to play on quickly straight away.
I reckon that clears it up pretty much. Well done. Just before we move on, do you have a view on umpires? I wouldn't say that they're coaching players out in the ground, but instructing the players.
Yeah, and in that case with Franklin on Friday night, we heard an umpire stop him in his running, come in and say, siren's gone, be careful you don't go off your line. Probably prefer not in that situation. The player should know that, but I can understand our umpire. He's trying to be proactive. He's looking after the best interests of the umpire, the player, I should say. But at this level, probably the player should know what he can and can't do, and maybe the umpire just let that unfold. But I can understand proactiveness around trying to set it up so the player knows exactly what he can and can't
All right,
do.
let's have a look at the umpires that get the privilege and the opportunity to umpire Friday night. Big game, Hawthorn-Collingwood.
Big game, and we can see our field umpires, Matthew Nichols, Shane McInerney, Simon Meredith, with Jacob Mollison on the bench. Your boundary umpires, Burrows, Saunders, Creasy and Harler. Goal umpires, Walker and Wojcik, with Jason Venkatara on the bench.
All right, the next one we'll have a look at is Saturday afternoon, and that would be the Adelaide Crows and the Swans at Amy Stadium.
Yes, field umpires, Luke Farmer, Justin Schmidt, Matty Stevic, with Rob Finlay on the bench. And our 4 boundary umpires, Collingridge, Coote, Gordon and Thompson. 2 goal umpires, Michael Hamm and Steve Williams, with Mark Canning on the bench.
All right, Saturday night, it's the Cats taking on Fremantle back at the MCG.
Yes, another big game, of course, with Rosebery, Bannister.
Well done, Jordan Bannister, too. Great effort.
It's terrific. His first year as an AFL umpire. He's done 2 or 3 years now of preparation to get to this stage, and it's a wonderful achievement by him. Troy Pennell, the other one, with Chris Camerlin's on the bench. Boundary umpires, Michael Marantelli, Alan Zanich, Nick Liparotta and Mark Foster. So just there, we've got a couple of Victorians on the boundary, a West Australian and a Queenslander, which is great. Goal umpires with Chelsea Roffey, and the other one went down before I had a chance.
That's all right. Our final game of the first week of the finals will be on Sunday afternoon at Patterson Stadium. West Coast taking on the Kangaroos.
Yes, Chris Donlan, Scott Jeffrey, Steve McBurney, Demar gets on the bench. This is the Cauldron game where we know the West Coast supporters will certainly be up and about. Boundary umpires Morris, Dalgleish, Wilson and Roberts, with David Dixon and Daniel Wilson on the bench.
Well done to all of those umpires, but there is one notable omission for me. Where is Peter Nastasi? There's nothing wrong with a man with a big chest, upper body and a very small shirt umpiring our great game.
Oh, I know he's your favourite goal umpire.
He's the best.
But Clearly, it comes down to the rankings through the season. Unfortunately for Peter this year, he's missed out.
I've launched a spirited defence for you, Pete, and I cannot sway this great man here. I know it's been a tough gig, but congratulations to all of the umpires that get the opportunity. Commiserations to those ones who missed out. Appreciate your contribution again and look forward to seeing you next week.
No worries. Hope we have a great final.
Look forward to it, and good luck to the umpires as well. Don't forget, get involved at AFL, hashtag your call, pick out a decision, send them through, and we will do our best to pick out 2 each weekend and leading into the following week. Good luck to your teams, and don't forget, for your chance to win 2 packages to the Toyota AFL Grand Final, all you have to do is log on to quitnow.gov.au and in 25 words or less, give us your best motivational speech encouraging a friend or family member to quit smoking. Good luck, and we'll see you next week.